G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is the Handmade Anti-Materiel rifle. This weapon I've looked at previously, but it has undergone a nice redux, and now I'm coming back to look at it once more, and the redux brings in some more customization options as well as some animations, which are pretty good. We'll get into the receivers right away. Right now I've got the standard receiver, which is the only receiver that actually fires 50 caliber bullets, which is interesting. As you can tell there, we've got a shotgun receiver on that as well, and we can also fire 308s. I'm going to keep this one as our sniping 50 cal shooter, so for once we'll actually leave that as a standard receiver. Now for the barrels, we're probably going to want to get the best range we can get out of this, so we'll go for the long barrel, although the stub barrel is there for maybe if you're using a shotgun. Now for the stock, we'll have a marksman stock there. That's pretty self-explanatory for a sniper weapon, but yeah, we're going to have a little bit better aim with scopes with that, which is very, very useful. Now for the sights, what we want to do is probably chuck on some sort of scope. Now the combat scope is probably see-through, so that feels like would be nice on this thing. So yeah, we'll definitely chuck that on. And for the muzzle, we'll definitely put a suppressor on, although there are bayonets and muzzle brakes if you feel like using those, which is great. Now you can put a little bit of receiver art on here. If we're playing as Captain Bridget, we'll definitely use that. And the Creation Fam logo is something we can do. And yeah, I'm not sure what that's referring to, but yeah, well, why not chuck that on? And you can have cool paint if you feel like it. I don't really see how that's cool. I much prefer the standard color, so I won't change that. And you can have the barrel art. You can have a little bit of a kill count on that, so it's a little bit of character building for the weapon there, which is kind of nice. And we can have a little bit of wrap here, and I'm just going to put on this blue tape here because someone will be happy about that, even though I'm not. That looks bloody awful, but there we go. And of course a legendary effect is there if you need. I'm actually tempted to put on the Deadeye effect on this, but I'm just going to show a little bit of restraint and not actually activate that. And yeah, we'll take this into Gunner's Plaza as well as the smaller caliber ones and a shotgun one too. Why not? Okay, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza with our duct tape rifle with the combat scope that is see-through. Now for some reason you can strafe actually kind of quick with this thing like a reflex sight, so I think they forgot to tone that down, but that's going to be a nice combat sight to use. Going around in third person now, we can see that this thing is a nice looking weapon despite having that duct tape on it. Now I really hope firing this weapon doesn't cause the adhesives in the tape to sort of boil up and make us high, but we'll see if that works. Anyways, going over to the animations, it's got a sprinting animation. I'll just run into the wall so you can see that. And it's got a little I'm in cover, I'm going to point the weapon down animation there, which is new. Okay, I think that's covered it all. But there's something else I wanted to cover that I didn't get to when doing the attachments, and it's the fact that this thing actually has a mag size now. So this is our shotgun one. Look at it in third person. We've got a bayonet on that. I feel like that's useful for a shotgun weapon where you want to go up close and personal anyway. And now we've got a 308 one shooting here with a medium barrel, and you've got 6 rounds in the mag there. And what you'll actually do when you fire this thing is actually reload a stripper clip, which is kind of nice. It makes sense to, you know, I guess reload that many rounds at a time if you're still using the standard pipe bolty reloads. Enough of me talking, we'll get into shooting some of these gunners. And since we've only got one bullet in this main 50 cal thing, we want to play it a little bit more on the safe side. But as you can tell there, we still get plenty of power out of this. The base damage at 506, I think it was, if I am remembering correctly, can absolutely wreck these gunners if we keep getting sneak attack criticals. Obviously the reload is slow, but there are some advantages to having a mag size as low as one. We'll just quickly get into the shadows here so we don't get detected. Oh, that was a yellow skull. If I was talking about XCOM right there, if that dude was an alien, that'd be totally a crit and a yellow skull. But anyways, we'll finish off this turret first. Make sure we don't get spotted by the rest of them. But now the screen shake turret is dead, we can move through this place a little bit more freely. And when we get detected, we'll whip out our shotgun, which is now, and we'll see how this thing does. So this one's got the incendiary dragon's breath things on it, so we should be able to burn people pretty well. If it was New Vegas, or not New Vegas, sorry, if it was Borderlands, would have extra elemental damage against flesh types, which would mean these guys. But as you can tell, whilst they were immolated, they wasn't taking all that much damage, so I'd imagine it's just a little bit of extra. Ooh, nice. I've never seen that Bayonet Takedown before. Very good. Is that in the vanilla game? If it is, that pretty much goes to show you how little I use bayonets. We'll go ahead and stab this person in the face and open up some shotgun rounds in there. Very nice. So this thing outfitted with the bayonet and the shotgun Dragon's Breath receiver with additional energy damage and no damage over time. Oh wait, there it is. Also, what were we even hitting at there? I think she's dead, Ella. You did a good job, though. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a very good close quarters weapon and something nice and cobbled together to sort of suit this game's little theme of pipe rifles here and there. Which, oh, I'm talking about Fallout 76 again, aren't I? Because, yeah, the pipe revolver was shown and it's not rusty at all, which makes the weapon a little bit more tolerable to my mind. So that's great. Okay, we'll get to sniping some of these bad boys now, or bad gals if they're women, because, yeah, a lot of these gunners appear to be women. Also, Captain Bridget, we might as well go ahead and VATS her a little bit. Obviously, with the scope on this thing, we're going to have a little bit of trouble getting many follow-up shots in VATS. That's just how they balance it. And we're out of AP already, but we can finish off Captain Bridget nice and quickly. And the damage on this thing isn't quite as great, but again, we get a little bit better DPS because we won't have to be having to stop to reload every bullet, which is nice. I'm going to bring out the 50 cal again because this gunner captain has brought out, she's picked up Captain Bridget's gun, so she's got to go. So using this thing with the many crits of my lock build, we can actually destroy these people very, very easily. And hopefully we can actually see the, whoops, that was the steady the scope button. But obviously with see-through scopes that stuff doesn't work. But we can persevere anyway. Okay, we've gone back into sneaky mode, so this thing, despite firing giant 50 cal bullets, is quite sneaky, which is rather useful because if we if we couldn't get it ourselves back into sneaking, we'd be getting less damage. So that's nice. Okay, since this gunner in here is usually armed with a melee weapon, we'll go ahead and stick a shotgun down his or her throat and see how we do. Okay, so pretty good damage there, not the best. I'd actually prefer if it was kind of more. Also, that was a takedown animation, but it didn't actually execute a takedown then. We did it twice over just to make sure. So a little bit glitchy with the takedown animations, but yeah, they seem to be working fine in third person. I actually want to see if I can proc that again. So have I got a weak gunner to kill over there? Nope, just a legendary and a lieutenant. We'll go back to our 308 one and try to take out that gunner who's got very nice hair for a gunner. You usually don't see those gunners with that kind of hair, but I'm worried about her hair more than worried about her aim. That's why I like having the NPC faces or new added faces to NPCs, because I'm getting tired of killing this woman all the time. Todd Howard's ex-wife can only be killed so many times before it becomes a little bit stale and boring. Would you stop dancing around? Have a crit to the face. Yeah, there we go. That is always a good thing to make up for your bad aim. Even in real time, I'm sure I'll be making good use out of that. Okay, I run into this situation a little bit stupid-like because, yeah, there's not a lot of AP here, but luckily this gunner... Hang on, have you got a... Yes, you've got a Moss and Nagant. That's actually a pretty good weapon, so just stand still. That's some nice damage on you. Very good. Okay, we'll go for a bash death. No, it just doesn't seem to work. So what if I can proc this animation again? There we go. I like that animation. I want to do that a little bit more, but yeah. Over range, obviously the shotgun isn't as good, but yeah, we're almost through this place. A little bit sloppy at the end here, but luckily for us, we're nice and tanky. And the handmade anti-materiel rifle, I keep trying to say makeshift, but I think that's a different mod entirely. But yeah, it seemed to make up for our shortcomings in our play there. So yeah, it's still quite a powerful weapon, yet being a nice and Fallout pipe-styled thing that isn't covered in rust and probably will degrade and explode on you if you try to shoot it. So yeah, we'll move on to something else now. Okay, so it looks like Swan's actually brought a few friends along today, but they're currently walking away from him, and also that one's only a skirmisher, so yeah, I don't even think we have to worry about him. But Swan, for some reason, is a little bit more friendly these days, which is interesting. Now, I think the best plan of action to do against Swan is just shoot him with the 50 cal a few times, and then move over to the little bit more DPS rich 308 one there, because we can get a little bit more rounds off before we reload, which is kind of useful. Now, if I can tell you the damage and sort of calculate how much damage I get per reload in my head, I feel like I'll be able to kill Swan a little bit faster by constantly sneak attack critting with the regular 308 shooting thing, so that's nice. Also, if I could just kill that suicider whilst he's close to spawn, I might be able to get snag a little bit of extra damage, or maybe able to kill his mate. No, it looks like I've actually done pretty well there, and the light of that explosion didn't give away our position. I think that's a thing that happens in Fallout 4, but since Swan's decided to stand there for a little bit, we'll try to take his head out. It looks like we can punch through his little boat on his arm there to actually hit him in the face regardless of that, although someone's shooting at him now. Who is it? Oh, it's just a bunch of Rust Devils. Well, that's okay, because we can go ahead and get some of our crits back by sniping at them. Don't have great accuracy. If I switch to the one with a longer barrel, yeah, that's so much better. We might as well use this one just to clear out some of these bastards over here. And do we have another? Alright, we'll do that. And we've got one more shot left in that, so this will be a guaranteed crit. We might as well go for Swan. He's our endgame goal here. Now, all it is left to do for us is to sit through the shooting and the reloading. So, I guess this gives me more time to speculate about Fallout 76. If Ella remembers to reload. Come on. Hey, I saw Oxon's reaction when Todd said this game was always online. The poor bastard looked devastated. I feel bad for him because I feel like Fallout 76 as it is going to be the least lore-intensive Fallout there is. It's going to be more of a shoot 'em up with friends type game rather than, oh, nice shot there, 3,500 damage, than a go into this ruined place and discover things about the game world type of game, which probably rubs him and the lore people of this game the wrong way. But for me, and for other people who like to run around shooting stuff in the face for fun using weapon mods and all that, which will come eventually according to Todd, unless he's lying to us again. It wouldn't be the first time, right? But yes, if you're that type of Fallout player, I feel like you're going to feel right at home at you know, Fallout 76. I really hope the Rust Nose don't come along, because they're a sociopathic bunch there. They like to ruin your game experience. If I could sell back my copy of Rust to Steam for like 20 bucks that I did spend on it, I would totally do that right now. I hate that game. I hate it with a burning, fiery passion. And if it turns out that Fallout 76 plays a little bit like that, it'll be like Buyer's Remorse, except yeah, it'll be like Creation Club Buyer's Remorse times 1,000,000, because I couldn't fix that with some screwing around in the creation kit, or could I? That's some speculation. Where are my likes in my video? Oh, hang on, I gotta put some I gotta put these extra things in my video title saying Fallout 76 confirmed, Fallout update, more XYZ things. And this is what Todd Howard said on this interview. Don't link to the interview itself so I can watch it myself and, you know, form my own opinion about it. Make sure you stop the interview every 20 seconds so I can hear what you have to think about it, even though I just want to hear what Todd's saying. No? See, I think my whole approach to getting videos out there and watched on YouTube is a little bit wrong, because, well, I think I've got myself stuck too. Yes, I've got myself completely stuck. See, this is a point in Fallout 76 where you'd be... Never mind. Okay, but if you did get stuck in Fallout 76, you couldn't just TCL your way out of the collision zone. Also, what are you doing over there, Swan? Well, since you're out there, we might as well get a couple of headshots there. Oh, we really didn't do too well there. I think he's slightly out of range. Also, I'm noticing a little bit of a shot delay, even though we've got the thing reloaded and the thing pointing at him. I'm clicking a few seconds before the thing actually allows me to fire, which is a shame. We might as well just finish off Swan now. So it appears to me that choosing the sneak attack criticals is still the best way to run this thing, but if you're playing on lesser difficulties, as always, you'll find yourself having a little bit easier time than I. Hey, you're a flesh type too. Where's my bonus damage? Down you go. What did you have on you? A resilient gamma gun. Why wouldn't he be using that? Probably because it'd actually heal me, but how's this shotgun fare in VATS? According to VATS, we'll be doing pretty well, and since we've got a reflex light on it, we get a little bit better damage. I mean, a little bit better VATS efficiency, which really doesn't help me quite a bit. But as you can tell there, we actually got our shotgun shells back for whatever they were worth there, so that's nice. If a rad roach hits like a Dragon's Breath 12 gauge shell, then what kind of rad roaches have you been fighting? Hope they're not in Fallout 76, because I'm definitely gonna die to those assholes. I'd die more to them than the regular rad roaches in my one-hit wonder playthrough. Man, they were terrifying. But anyways, that was the makeshift anti-material rifle, handmade anti-material rifle Redux there. It is a solid mod now. I really do enjoy the improvements that is made. The animations look slick. The reloads are pretty good, although it's a little bit incompatible with my MCG walk mod there, so that's kind of irritating, but I just had to disable it for this video. I'm not going to keep this one around, but if you'd like to see this thing in your game, check out the description. There shall be a link down there, and I believe this thing should be for... You know, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say that it is. I'm just going to believe that it is, because I'm pretty sure this thing was on Xbox One when it first thing, but I don't like screwing over my... subscribers on Xbox who are eagerly awaiting all of these new mods to come to their platform, because yeah, it feels bad, man. Why can't we all be on PC, right? Alright, that's about enough from me. I've probably rambled enough. Thank you for watching, guys. Good job, Allah.